Maverick, misguided, or just a misfit? Dele Alli is a player whose career has gone down the drain a little in recent years. From playing well at Tottenham, being in the England setup, scoring goals for his country, he is now very much an outcast in this Everton squad. But in real life, there is optimism that Sean Dyche may be the man to bring him back into the fold, and we are going to try and bring Dele Alli back to the top of world football here on this FC24 Player Career Series. We're going to be doing one season at a time. Dele Alli is only 27-year-old. There is time to get him to reach his potential, and so he has no regrets on what his playing career did for him. We will go through a season at a time, one every episode. I'm going to simulate through to the start of 2024. We'll then be showing you all the highlights, the goal involvements and everything month by month, and see if we can get Dele Alli to the top of world football once again. It's going to be a very interesting series, but I will see you back on the 1st of January 2024 when we're going to start trying to get Dele Alli back in the squad. Right then, guys, we've simulated through the first part of the season. It is now January the 13th. We've got Aston Villa at home for our first appearance in the team. And it must be said, Everton are having a decent-ish season. Currently sat in 10th place in the league table. Arsenal are top on 51. Liverpool, Man City and Spurs make up the top 4. Aston Villa in 6th. So a tough start for us. But now this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go through the season, playing each game, and we'll show you the highlights and the scores and the table updates at the end of each month, and get to the end of Season 1 as Dele Alli in this player career. So after a difficult January, we played Manchester City and we did concede a header from Erling Haaland, getting out jump there. But then we went away to Brighton and Hove Albion and started to strut our stuff. Beto getting on the score sheet. It was a fantastic goal from him. We went and demolished Brighton 3-0 away from home, and that rounded off a very decent February for us. We were starting to see a little bit of form, and as we went into March, we can see Arsenal top of the league. We were languishing in mid-table, 10th position, 4 points behind West Ham United, just in front of Nottingham Forest, comfortably away from the relegation zone. And then we played West Ham. We can see us going ahead here, but then this was the moment. We got our first goal of the season, a lovely finish, bottom right-hand corner. We broke from midfield, took a touch, and struck it past the goalkeeper, and they can see the Goodison Park faithful going absolutely bonkers there. We'll watch it once more just for good measure. We then went away and lost to Manchester United before the Merseyside derby, and this was the goal that won it. It was a wonderful strike from Alexis McAllister, and just look at that. What a finish that is. Nothing that Pickford could do. We then went away to Bournemouth, as we can see Bournemouth getting the goal through Dominic Solanke, but we did manage to get a draw. That saw Arsenal on top of the league, but we did stay in mid-table in P11, which we weren't too upset about. And going into April, we were full of confidence as we headed to St James's Park for the first fixture of April, and this was Beto, 66 minutes. It's a great strike, equalising. We then came very close from a corner at the near post, getting his head on it. Look at this. We out-jumped the defender, got the head on it, and what a save that is from Nick Pope. But then, 91 minutes on the clock, just in injury time, we went through one-on-one, and what a finish that was. We got the goal. We took it onto his right foot, very similar to the goal against West Ham, and bang, straight in the bottom right-hand corner. And look what it meant to Dele Alli and the following away supporters for Everton. We then came right back down to earth with a 3-0 defeat at home to Burnley, and it was Michael Obafemi with the pick of the goals. As we can see here, a nice little 1-2 on the edge of the box, blasting past Pickford, and we had to respond, and respond we did, because we went away to Chelsea. We got the first goal within 8 minutes. What a goal it was, in to the top left-hand corner, no chance for Robert Sanchez, and we dominated this game from start to finish, as we can see. And then as they pushed forward towards the end, we're 3-1 up, Sanchez up, we lay into Dan Zuma, and Robert Sanchez hasn't got a chance of getting back. And Dan Zuma, it must be said, they're not always the easiest ones to take, but he took it very, very well, and probably the easiest assist of the season for us. We then came at home to Nottingham Forest, and once again playing very well, setting up James Garner for our third goal of the game, sealing it off. beating Nottingham Forest 3-0. Nottingham Forest were very poor on the day, it must be said. And then we just had to beat Brentford. And you can see here, we managed to get 2 goals here. That first one, slamming it into the top left-hand corner from close range, making the run. And that was a lovely finish. But this is the pick of the goals for the season. We take a touch on his chest, we shift it onto his right foot, and we bend it into the top right-hand corner. The Brentford keeper had no chance, but just look at this. That is Dele Alli at his best. Majestic, maverick, and that meant Arsenal had won the league by the time April had finished. Newcastle were in 8th, but we were in 9th, just 3 points behind the Magpies, well in front of Nottingham Forest by 5 points. Only 3 games to play in May, 3 games left to play, but we were looking comfortable. Sheffield United just out of the relegation zone. We kicked off away at Luton and we got a goal in this game as well. Top right-hand corner. It was a lovely finish from us, to be fair. It was laid into us by Harrison and we struck it well right-footed. You could see that goal-scoring touch coming back. We then lay it in to the young man, bottom left-hand corner, and then this was an assist as well. A lovely dink ball over the top to Dan Zuma, who struck it well left-footed. Luton did manage to get a consolation. We got beat by Sheffield United well, but then we went to the Emirates. Possibly Arsenal already on the beach, but we managed to get through, and being a former Tottenham man, this was something we really did savour. We smashed past Aaron Ramsdale to get the first goal of the game, and that was our season done. And that is it. We finished off with a fantastic win at the Emirates, and we scored in that game as well. Arsenal did win the league from Spurs in 2nd, Liverpool 3rd, Man City 4th. As you can see, Manchester United and Villa 5th and 6th. You find Everton down in 9th, 4 points behind Newcastle on 55 points. It wasn't a bad season at all for Everton, and after a slow start in the new year, it wasn't a bad season for Dele Alli. Let's just have a look at the stats. We did make 20 appearances in the end from the subs bench and starting. 8 goals, 5 assists, and an average rating of 7.49. Now, if we have a little look at the player agent screen, we haven't quite done enough, I don't believe, to stay at Everton unless we don't need that optional headed goal objective. So we're going to fast forward now and see what contracts are on offer and where season 2 of this rebuild will be. Now, we didn't have enough to stay at Everton, so Everton is off the cards in terms of a potential destination for next season. Looking at the other options, we had Chelsea was another option. We didn't get it on outside of the box goals and skill moves, so I think Chelsea would have been a little bit over optimistic anyway. We couldn't go back to Spurs. We didn't get the tackling rate and we didn't get the outside the box goals, so that's out of the window. Ettifaq FC in the Saudi League is an option for us, £25,000 a week. We could move to Al Ettifaq, and the final club is Sheffield United. Now, Sheffield United, I believe, stayed up in the Premier League, and we can move to Sheffield United. So I reckon if we're not going to stay at Everton, we better stay in the Premier League, and staying in with Sheffield United makes sense. So we are going to make that transfer. I'm hoping Sheffield United are still in the Premier League, but we'll have a look as we walk through the door at Sheffield United and see where we will be playing our football next season. And Sheffield United did indeed manage to stop up, and we will be playing for Chris Wilder's side this season coming up. If we have a look at the squad hub and see whereabouts we rank in terms of the players, Akman Hodzic is the best player at the club. Sousa, Hamer, Dele Alli, we are 75th with the 4th best player at the club. Jayden Bogle, Cameron Archer, pretty much unchanged, this Sheffield United team, and this is going to be a very, very interesting season for Dele Alli. If we have a look at the career, we are now rated at 4.8 million again. Going to be very interesting to see what we can do at Sheffield United, but it's another season in the Premier League. It's not with Everton, possibly a step backwards, but maybe we've got to take this step backwards to move forward. I hope you've enjoyed that episode. It's something very, very different for us here on the channel. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and let me know if you reckon there's a target club we should be looking at next with Dele Alli. See you later. Ta-ra.